Hey everybody, Bithor here, and I'm back with another Minecraft video. Today I thought I would work on a time lapse, and this build is actually a couple days old. I did it like, well, actually I started it at like 11 p.m. a couple days ago and finished at 1 in the morning. But you know, I mean, I decided to power through it. It's a castle, and I'm just gonna kind of like talk every now and then let the music play in the background. So yeah, enjoy the video. So right here I sped up the time lapse. It was 4 times as fast, now it's 8 times as fast since I'm just building walls. I figure, you know, it should be a little bit slower while I was doing the layout in case y'all wanted to build along or something, but the walls are 6 blocks high and the towers are 10 blocks high. Oh, and I suppose I should say that the dimensions of the castle, the towers are obviously 5 by 5, and then each wall between the towers is 11 blocks. As for like the gatehouse part, I mean, I don't really know the exact dimensions of that, but hopefully there's enough video here. At the end it'll be slowed down and it'll be in just 2 times as quick. And you know, I'm just gonna walking around the castle, and hopefully you'll be able to see dimensions there. But yeah. So for those of you who don't know, essentially what I'm doing here is building crenelles, merlons, and matriculations on the walls of the castle. And to do this, what I've done is I put upside down stairs at the very top of the wall, and then on top of those stairs I put blocks, which essentially make the lower part of the merlon. Maybe it's the crenelle, I forget which is which. And then in between each block I'm putting another set of upside down stairs. On top of those I'm putting another block, which is what makes the top of the crenelle, or merlon, whichever it is. So there's that. Oh, and here's a moment to look at the gatehouse. And as you can see, it's 9 by, I think it's 9 by 9 actually. Here, I'll be able to count better in a moment. 1, 2, 3. Pfft, screw that. Okay, hopefully y'all can count. Y'all can pause the video. I can't really pause and record audio at the same time, but hopefully you'll be able to catch it. So right here, drawbridge, everybody knows what that is. I kind of change the size of it every now and then, and essentially what I'm doing here is still checking the visibility through the matriculation, because you're supposed to be able to shoot through those. And you know, what this is right here, this little archway, it's where the drawbridge rests. It's supposed to like go inside that, because if it were just vertical and, you know, exposed, all the attacker would have to do is burn it down or cut it down or something. And I suppose they could still burn it down, but it would I don't know how to describe it. It's a design feature. I don't know exactly how it functions, but I know it's there and I know it has a purpose. Also, for those of you who are building along, I'm about to increase the height of one of the towers. If you want to build exactly what I'm building, don't do that. It'll waste your time, because I end up lowering it back to the original height. And here I am checking that you can still shoot through these. These are murder holes, is what those are. Those are the matriculations that I'm shooting through, and then obviously I'm shooting through the Merlons there. But the trapdoors are murder holes, which is like once the enemy's inside the gatehouse, they have to, you know, deal with all that crap. When I had the water bucket, essentially I was, you know, showing, because defenders of a castle would pour down boiling water with sand or hay in it, and that would, like, essentially, you know, burn the enemy and stick to them. Boiling oil, that's fantasy. That's not true. They did not actually pour down boiling oil. More common was thatch, boiling water, you know, things like that. Or pitch, not thatch. I can't remember what pitch is. It's some kind of mixture of water and sand and hay. Or something like that. But yeah, boiling oil, not actually a thing. Well, I mean, okay, actually, I shouldn't say that. I'm sure it was a thing, but it was very, 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 very rare, just because it was so expensive and a waste of a valuable resource. So right here I'm experimenting with the idea of a portcullis, but I like to build castles historically accurate, and the portcullis has to have something to rise up in, and if I did that, it would have blocked the view of the matriculations. My plan for this is I'm actually going to be doing a bunch of castles. I found multiple spots that are really good for building castles in this one world, and I'm going to be building multiple castles, doing time lapses of that. So some of them are going to be on a larger scale, and on those I'll probably do like proper portcullises and more defensible, like crazy, stupidly defensible castles, you know, and hopefully they'll end up still looking really cool. This one, I mean, I think it turned out pretty nice, but it's not like, it's not very pretty, to say the least. Even at the end, when it's actually completed, like, it looks good, but, you know, it's more function than it is fashion. Hopefully on the larger scale ones, I'll be able to get lots of function and really good fashion at the same time. Each floor is 3 blocks high. So I'm putting coarse dirt throughout the interior, or rather the exterior of the castle on the inside walls, and that's because more often than not, to my understanding, places like this inside a castle were like the floor was either dirt or sand or something like that, so that, you know, whenever the castle was attacked, all the blood and stuff wouldn't stain the floors, it would just soak into the ground. Yeah, that's fun. So what I'm doing right here is testing to make sure the arrows can't hit the window, and actually they can. So I go back down and test again with the window actually broken, and I see that the arrows have hit the ceiling, which is a good thing because that means worst case scenario they stick into the ceiling or they bounce off the ceiling and scare the shit out of the lord that's sleeping. But they won't actually kill anyone. That's why windows aren't on lower floors of castles. So yeah. Alright, that's enough of Hailstorm, as good as it is. So, just kind of walking around the castle now, showing off some of the stuff, like the Matriculations and the Crenelles and Merlons and things like that. The murder holes for the gatehouse, tower. Pretty straightforward stuff. As for this is like the gatehouse, people have to fight through that, and then there's the entryway, down there at the lower part of the stairs. This is the furnace room, which is where like the servants and stuff would cook food and whatnot. Right here, the barracks, which the barracks are on the bottom floor, so that if anybody does intrude and actually make it through all the crap that they gotta get through, they gotta fight the soldiers first. Second floor was the servants' quarters, and then the dining room was the third floor. This is like where the lord sleeps, or the general, or whoever. And then the very top floor is the treasury. So if y'all enjoyed this video, please do let me know by leaving a comment saying so. But without further ado, I am Bithor, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks. Have a great day.